Hello internet strangers, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be reacting to Flintlock's preview. IGN posted a video today. It is a game that I have been interested in, to say the least, because it has a similar combat mechanic to the God of War 2018 franchise. I've been looking forward to another character. I call it heavy character action because it's a bit of a slower pace character action game. It's a bit heavier. You can't really just zip around and there's no jumping. But let's see what the game has to offer. I have been skeptical because so far what the game has showed us, let's just say, is it's a bit of a work in progress. And let's see. This is a Flintlock: The Siege of Dawn.
Hi, I'm Simon Desan, Creative Director at A44 Games.
And I'm Dale Pugh, Associate Art Director.
We're an indie studio based in New Zealand.
Okay, so we're 18 seconds into the game and already I'm seeing some stuff. Look at this.
Hi, I'm Simon Desan, Creative Director at A44 Games.
And I'm Dale Pugh, Associate Art Director.
Okay, so here turns back into her human form. Can I go I can't go frame by frame.
An indie studio.
And look, she's landing here.
Based in.
Look at how much she slid. That doesn't look super good. The animation there doesn't look fantastic. However, I understand that this could be like alpha or beta footage. But if you're doing an extended gameplay overview, I feel like these type of things should be polished out.
New Zealand. Our previous game, Ashen, was released in 2018, and we're excited to bring you this gameplay overview for our upcoming title, Flintlock: The Siege of Dawn.
Flintlock is set in the world of Kian, 10 years after the door to the Great Below was opened, unleashing the gods and their armies of the dead. The lands of Kian are overrun. The Coalition army is tied up in an increasingly hopeless siege outside the city walls. There is no one to defend the small towns and villages against the roaming hordes of the dead.
Okay, so you're fighting the undead. I've seen 3 enemy types so far, so that's good.
Nor Vanek, a Flintlock weapons expert in the Coalition army, along with Inky, a mysterious fox-like companion who enhances your combat skills with his magical abilities. On your journey, you will combine gunpowder, magic, and steel to build your character into a fabled god killer.
I'm wondering if we're gonna have the option to be like a more Flintlock heavy user, or more magic, or more steel, or like is there just going to be an upgrade system from A to B? This is what you do, these are the skills you upgrade, everyone finishes the game the same way. I'm hoping where we have a bit more choice, but that remains to be seen.
You'll also meet and recruit your former Coalition team to devise a plan to break the siege and end the war once and for all.
Oh, how strong are these people?
As you travel throughout the world...
Hey, okay, so we have different kinds of armor. I'm hoping that they're more than just aesthetic. I'm hoping for actual armor values. And if we have armor values, we most likely have an upgrade tree, which will allow us to diversify our playstyle.
Your caravan.
And also, we have potions. We have, I don't know what it's called, Flintlock. We have a blade instead of an axe, and we have another weapon as well. So we do know that this is probably going to be a little bit more RPG and a little bit less action character.
Key rest locations. This is your chance to rest and prepare for your next adventure. The caravan will grow as you meet and recruit former Coalition team members to your cause.
Oh, I love this. I love that.
Each team member is an expert in their chosen field and unlocks crafting abilities and additional quest content. It's always...
Is this gonna be like, here's another weapon, but it's higher rarity. Here's another weapon, but a higher rarity. That I'm a little worried about. I don't want loot to feel meaningless. And often, loot does feel meaningless when they just throw so much of it at you. Again, this is very early and nothing has been said officially. But the whole loot system, and we're changing it by color, does make me worried.
Always good to rest at the campfire and see what's new.
Building on our experience with Ashen, Flintlock retains elements of the Souls genre. and infuses it with rapid mobility, resulting in dynamic and explosive combat.
Okay.
A style we call Souls Light.
Flintlock's combat seamlessly interweaves melee and flintlock weapons with magic in rhythmic battles where combos chain together. Each enemy's attack pattern needs to be learned and mastered. Extreme mobility is a big part of the gameplay. It allows fluid and fast-paced action using your explosive black powder jump and dodge abilities.
It looks interesting. It looks like it could be a lot of fun, but it needs some serious polishing.
There are three main categories of weapon. Melee weapons, such as Nor's axe, flintlock pistols, and secondary black powder weapons, including rifles and grenades.
I'm hoping that I can preload the weapon. I don't have to, like, load only when I want to fire. I hope that's an option.
The axe, for example, is no woodcutter's tool. This brutally effective weapon, along with an array of other single-handed weapons, provide players with unique combat opportunities.
Interesting dodge.
This brutally effective weapon, along with an array of other single-handed weapons, provide players with unique combat opportunities.
So it seems like you're going to be able to upgrade your character quite a bit. By looking at this dodge animation, it kind of looks like an extended dodge, or increase your invincibility frames whenever you turn into a shadow. So far, I'm liking where it's headed.
Each weapon has a different modifier to enhance and change the gameplay. Flintlock weapons are the primary tool in your arsenal to fight the dead. You restore black powder charges by hitting enemies with melee attacks.
Okay, I'm okay with that.
Secondary weapons are powerful flintlock firearms that require time and skill to reload. Like traditional black powder weapons of the past, they often only fire a single shot before needing to be reloaded with a skill-based reloading mechanic. Your secondary weapon charges are only replenished while resting, so preparing in advance and knowing when to deploy them is key to their successful use in combat.
So we have a bonfire system as well.
Grenades give you new strategic options to deal with enemies. Each type of grenade has a limited number of uses. You can find more grenades by exploring.
We have your consumables as well.
Much like the secondary weapons, you can restore your grenades by resting. The more grenades you pick up, the more you can throw between rests.
Oh, I see. So like you start with a base amount of grenades, and as you play the game, you can get more grenades, and then every time you rest, that'll replenish. So like a half consumable. Like an
Enemies can be
grenade.
engaged in a number of ways. Learning each enemy's moveset and mastering the best attack, counter-attack, and defensive moves are key to unlocking the full combat system in Flintlock.
You can knock off people's armor as well. I'm guessing this is relevant if ever you're trying to do a headshot and the person's wearing armor. It probably will go through if you knock off their helmet beforehand and then you shoot them in the head afterwards. You could probably do some serious damage. Nice little attention to detail.
A break
there.
attack is an attack that cannot be blocked or parried. It will also leave you vulnerable to follow-up attack. You can interrupt an enemy break attack with your flintlock arsenal, leaving the enemy open to a swift follow-up attack. With the right timing, a regular attack can be parried, opening the enemy up to counterattacks and extra damage.
The purple bar above the enemy is a priming indicator. Once an enemy is fully primed, you can perform a critical attack, which instantly defeats an unarmored enemy.
Okay. So yeah, we have a little bit of God of War in there. We have a little bit of Souls in there. I like the term Souls Light. It kind of reminds me of the Rise of the Ronin. I would also consider a Souls Light.
Or strips the armor from a more heavily protected one. Inky's strike applies the Curse of Death on enemies, allowing you to build up their prime from a distance before closing in to finish the job.
Okay, cool. You can build up his meter, but you can see as well over here, your little fox thing does, I don't know why I'm pointing, your little fox thing does have a certain amount of charges. So far we see 4. He did 3 attacks, and it took 3 charges, and he's about to do something else, which took the last charge, I believe.
While Inky's curse is active, Your melee strikes will also build the priming bar, as well as inflicting damage.
In addition to the Curse of Death, you can equip different curse stones to Inky. Each stone makes his striker play a different status effect, such as poison or weakness. As you increase your bond with Inky, you will unlock powerful magical abilities called Witherings. Inky's Withering gauge will build over time. When it's full, Nor and Inky can fuse together and unleash a devastating ultimate attack.
How long do you stay fused? Oh, okay. Just a second.
Armored enemies take reduced damage and are less likely to be stunned by your melee attacks.
Makes sense.
While you can kill an enemy that's armored, you'll often need to remove it first by fully priming them and using a critical attack.
Shields prevent all damage from...
I like that. I like the fact that you have to strip away an enemy's armor before you can do any lethal damage. I know you can kill them, but it will take more time. But I like how they're adding a little bit of, like, management to the game, for lack of better words.
Frontal attack. You must first remove the shield to attack head-on, or find other openings. Ripping off a shield exposes the enemy to a direct attack.
With a war that has been raging on for so long in Kian, coins and gold have become worth less than your reputation.
Alright.
Reputation is the currency in the world of Flintlock and represents your renown and experience.
How do you sell reputation?
It can be spent to obtain skills and items and craft upgrades to your weapons and armor. Engaging in combat and defeating enemies is one of the best ways to build your reputation. The combat reputation multiplier rewards you for using unique moves in combat. Each unique strike, jump or dodge you weave in builds your multiplier and increases the amount of reputation you gain.
Okay, so
be careful.
they do encourage you to experiment and really use the mechanics of all the mechanics of the game to maximize your reputation, which again is a great thing. Too many games play themselves for you, and I'm hoping that this game, Stellar Blade, Rise of the Ronin, is all going to be like a return to form, where gameplay is first and you actually need to pay attention to the game for you to actually, progress, which I feel like not enough games do today. Grand Blue Fantasy is one of them. Fantastic game, but the game kind of does play itself for you.
If you take damage, you will lose your multiplier and the additional reputation that has been gained.
Fair enough.
You can choose to bank your reputation at any point and the multiplier will be reset to 0.
Hamlets are settlements around the world that have become overrun with the dead. Defeating the boss will free the hamlet. The people will return to their normal lives and you'll gain access to the local coffee shop.
Local coffee shop, yay!
Every coffee shop has a host. Hosts are mysterious creatures who care for the local inhabitants.
That's not creepy at all.
A host will give you an extra health restoration flask as a reward for getting rid of the dead. You'll also gain access to the shop, where you can cash in your reputation to buy clothing items and customize your look. Since the coffee shop is the central hub of every hamlet, hosts know everything going on in the local area, and will offer up rumors, which form the basis of Flintlock's side quests.
A lot of side quests as well. Well, depending on how many hamlets you can free.
If you choose to follow up on a rumor, or engage in conversation with a local character you've met in the world, you'll be rewarded with quests.
And what's in it for me?
These are an excellent way to fully explore an area, unlock unique inventory items, and enhance your experience of the story.
Flamethrower, something I had not seen before. Okay, well, it's good to know that you cannot be hurt by your own flames. That's very, very valuable information as well.
Even if you're not on a dedicated quest, it's always worth exploring off the main path, as there are often more challenging enemies and greater rewards to be had.
From myself, Dale, and the rest of the A44 team, thank you for checking out our gameplay summary. We hope you're looking forward to diving in and exploring the world
When
of
does this
Flintlock.
come out? Do we have a release date yet? Siege of Dawn, summer of 2024. All right, well, it's coming out soon. Honestly, I'm hoping for the best because the game does look interesting to say the least. And if the game is finished and they spend the rest of their time polishing the game, I think we could have a nice little gem this summer. I don't think it's going to be game of the year, but I definitely think this could be a very, very nice break from the AAA garbage that we've been getting lately. A little refresher, a little back to basics, and I am very much looking forward to Flintlock Siege of Dawn. Are you guys excited? Let me know in the comment section down below if you're going to be picking up the game, and while you're down there, be sure to